Hey, thanks for being here. It's Erin Lebax and we're starting something new today. We are going to unpack the myths of writing, and here's why. They're holding us back. I see it every day in class, in conversations, in comments and questions from you. Beliefs about writing that are kind of no longer true or applicable, they're still in there and they're holding back our progress on meeting our goals through writing and other forms of communication. So let's get started with busting some myths. Today we're going to look at the idea, the myth really, that using big words makes us look smarter. And the first thing I'd like to ask about that is, are you sure? I don't know how smart this sounds, but here's an example of using those million-dollar vocab words. It is incumbent upon the recipient of said permit to meet all identification uploading requirements. Now, this is where I'll ask again, okay, big words make us look smart. Are you sure? I don't know if I feel like this writer was super thoughtful or analytic about their writing situation. Here's what we could say instead. After receiving your permit, please upload a picture of your ID. It would be completely fine to use those regular, familiar, more simple words, more plain language, which is a really important movement about making our writing accessible to others. But regardless, this second one, I actually think it makes the writing look more confident, makes the writer look more confident. We can look a little bit insecure when we use big words. So in this case, this one was the winner. We're going to look at another example to see what this might look like in speaking, and then talk a little, where did this myth come from and what can we do instead? So next example, if it doesn't sound kind of silly enough to use these overly ostentatious, showy words in our writing, imagine if this were out loud and it kind of helps sink in how some of these large fancy words really just don't fit our service and help us meet our goals. So imagine a speaker coming up in an event. This cohort of justice enthusiasts will not develop apprehension in the face of consternation. It does not sound powerful. It does not sound smarter. That is a myth, right? Here's what we might say instead. We will not back down in this fight for justice. I think that actually sounds smarter because it is adapted to the needs of the situation. And that's what makes us look smart as writers, when we're confident enough to be clear, when we know what we're talking about enough to make it simple, and when we're willing to write it directly for our readers because we are confident enough to do so. So where might this myth have come from? Big words make us look smarter. Well, like any myth, when I'm thinking about where it originated, I think about, well, who might it have benefited? Who might benefit from the idea that writing with big words makes us look smarter? Thinking back in the day, who got to get educated more than other people? And when those folks were educated, what was a way to show it? Using big words, right? Who got to judge what was right and wrong in writing? Well, those same people who got to go to college and use big words and then judge other people for not using them. I could even ask at that time maybe who was writing for in our past. Before all of us were even getting to go to college, the writing was often for that same group of powerful people who made these rules in the first place. Of course, they don't want to let those rules go, right? It was what lent them power. And that's what myths often come down to. Who gets power if we all believe that idea? So what can we do instead? Because I don't believe that using big words make us look smarter. I don't believe that myth, right? And we can talk to our friends, our bosses, our colleagues about that, right? And what we want to do instead is use familiar words, not fancy. That is actually more respectful. It's more inclusive, it's more accessible, it creates belonging for all of us because we've written for everyone. So example again, and if you have a high-level education, it's probably hard for you to not use big words, right? If you really, really are a subject matter expert, you have big words you need to use to be specific. But let's think about when we're writing to a broader audience, it's okay to go to words that might feel a little more simple than one is used to. So it might be common in some circles to say, we will now demonstrate the essential modifications made to this process. A demonstration is coming our way. But I think I'd like to say instead, now we'll show you the changes we made. It's just easier to understand. We don't need to use those $1 million vocab words. And so remember, sort of in closing here, what makes writing good is whether or not it works for your reader, not how big your vocab is. All right, so I'll conclude with that. If you're looking for other ways to bust myths, follow the rest of our, make sure you subscribe, because we're gonna have more myths coming your way and more options where you can take ownership, not follow that myth, and make the writing work for your goals and for your readers. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon.